Hi, welcome back to the channel, Grin and Grandma's channel. I'm Cher, by the way. I don't think I introduced myself the previous two videos that I just did. This is February the 3rd and day 3 of my flogging. And if you missed the first one, let me explain that a lot of bloggers or vloggers do what they call Vlogmas during, as I understand it, it's supposed to be during December, the 1st through the 25th, or up to the 25th. But anyway, they call it Vlogmas, and it's a succession of 25 days that they film. Well, some other vloggers have picked it up, except they're vlogging in January, and they're still calling it Vlogmas. So, me being 77 years old, if you don't already know that, decided to do a succession of 25 days in February. So instead of Vlogmas, since it's 2 months after Christmas now, or somewhat, I'm calling it Flogging. And if you lived in the country, you know that flogging is actually a term for roosters that, well, flog. Which means that they pick on people, other roosters, chickens, whatever. They're just kind of mean little roosters. Anyway, I just came back from the hospital where I had a bone scan test. I don't know the results yet, but that's something that they give old people. And I discovered that I've shrunk. I used to be 5'3 3/4. Then I went down to like 5'3", I think, or something like that. Now I'm 5'1.2". Go figure. Oh well. I guess my spine is compressing, or whatever they call it. I asked her if that's why my feet get bigger, and she couldn't answer that. So, but anyway, I think what we're going to do now, we meaning my husband and I, because he drove me to the appointment, because that's what he does. He's a good husband. I think we're going to go get a bit of breakfast, and who knows from there. So, if we don't go anywhere else, we'll go home, and I'll have some things to show you there for sure. Thanks for tuning in. Be right back. Hi again. It's 8 o'clock, still Tuesday, except it's 8 o'clock in the evening. And I'm back in our bedroom to finish recording this Tuesday flogging video. I wanted to get back to you on this hat. Remember I found it yesterday in the shed? I looked it up, and it actually is whatever I said it was. I'm tired, can you tell? Anyway, I guess, Rambo, you really don't need to sniff the hat. Rambo always has to see what in the world is going on when I'm doing anything. Thank you, Rambo. He just left. Okay. Anyway, these hats were actually considered truly high fashion in their day, and I guess their day must have been like around 1960s and 70s. But this one does have some issues. If this was perfect, see this little hole or worn spot or whatever you want to call it there? If this was perfect, it would be worth quite a bit of money. And after doing some research, I haven't cleaned this yet either, but there's another hole. After doing some research, I'm finding out that I should ask about $62 for this and settle for a little bit less. But, and the inside, it's not bad. It's not sized. I don't know why it wouldn't be sized, but it's not. And I haven't, like I said, I haven't cleaned it yet, but to clean it, I guess what I need to do is just to get one of those lint brushes and just brush it in one direction. I don't know what happens if you brush it in two directions, if it falls apart or what, but anyway, that's what the instructions say for me to do. And I just wanted to show this to you. I don't know yet if I'm going to put this in one of the booths that we have, or if maybe I'll put it online. I've yet to decide that. There's a few factors that go into deciding which to do. One of them is someone going to steal it? Because sometimes people do that. If it's small, they'll walk away. If it's a hat, they'll put it on their head. If it's a coat, that kind of thing. So, but anyway, this is something I picked up at a local estate sale and just thought it was cute. There was an angel broken off, the little praying angel back here. Let's see if I can get any closer to it. Here we go. Isn't that cute? Anyway, she was broken. The other two sit on the edge. And I did glue it back. I'm going to put this in one of the shops. See where the little crack is there? I'm going to put this in one of the shops. I think I'll put this in Elizabethton. And of course I'll reveal that it was repaired. Kind of easy to see that repair. But anyway, I'll reveal that it's repaired and probably put it in there for around $8, I think. Make a cute little, it's too big actually for a soap dish. Maybe a little trinket bowl. Cute. Tell me what you think. And one of the things I've been working on, or I was working on this afternoon, you know, when you buy out a state, you get everything. And we've got about everything. Look at all these stamps. This is one of those old albums that was so popular back in the 70s, where, remember, I'm going to flip this page, so remember these pages where you pull up the clear plastic and put your pictures in there and hope they last forever. And then, of course, someone came along and decided that you're not supposed to do it that way because they'll ruin your pictures unless it's treated a certain way. I think you know what I mean. Anyway, there were a lot of different pictures and postcards in this, and the postcards I took a lot out, but look at these stamps. They're all obviously presidential stamps. I don't know what they're worth or anything like that. I just know that whenever they were issued, they were 39 cents. Well, okay. And these are some of the postcards that I took out. I did put these in some protective envelopes. And no, they're not treated to keep them forever either. I just wanted to put them in there to protect them from fingerprints and that type of thing. But anyway, I have a little hanger that I'm going to be putting these on. And I'll put these in one of the shops. Isn't that cute? For Valentine's Day. And some of them do have some writing on the back. Not all of them. But the writing is so faded that you really can't see Of course, I choose one that without the writing. The writing is so faded that you really can't see what the message was, but do I really want to know what the message was that somebody wrote to somebody else? The answer is yes. 19, does that say 42 or 82? I can't tell. Can you? It doesn't look like they had anything real exciting to talk about anyway. Oh well. Somebody thought enough to buy a pretty postcard and send it to their friend. It's Lincoln Memorial. Some people collect these. Do you? I've never really collected them. I think they're kind of neat to look at sometimes and see what the subject was and what it looked like at the time, but as far as collecting, no, I've never done it. However, if you're one of these people who do collect these old postcards, let me know. If you're interested in any of these, just, like I said, let me know. I'll be pricing them individually. And this is an old photograph of a family. On the back, it actually says, let's see, Grandma Lotska? Grandma Lotska's father and mother and family. So maybe the baby is Grandma Lotska? I don't know. One of the little kids. Can't really see it because it's so faded. And this, I think this was in the same album. Maybe it was just loose. I can't remember. But here, if you want instant family, here's something to put around your house. It has the stamp of the photographer. Everybody always looks so solemn in these pictures. I guess there's a few reasons for that. One is that everybody didn't get their pictures taken back in this era, and the other is it took, if the photographer had to get underneath one of those cape things to take the picture, the subject had to wait a long time, and I guess they just really weren't in a real good mood when they were filming this, if they had to sit for so long. This is sweet. 3 little kids. Look at that chubby baby face. And again, the photographer stamp. Okay, and oh my gosh, I've been trying to get rid of some of my, what we call a death pile. If you're a reseller, you know what a death pile is. A death pile is all the stuff that you have that you've collected through the days, weeks, months, whatever, and haven't done anything with yet. And anyway, these are old minis, all minis. And look at this. There's another big box right here. Can you believe that? Of all these things. And again, you know, I'm not a dollhouse person. Looks like a piece of a bed. An old hat. But anyway, what I will end up doing with these is lotting them up, the like things together, and selling them like that. Now this is porcelain, Japan. These things sometimes will sell on their own. I'll probably still just lot it up with some other little items like that. Make some little kid happy. Look at this hassock, I guess, or a footstool that isn't in real good condition. That will probably get tossed. There's a desk, wooden desk. Yeah, that's what I'll end up doing. I'll just lot these together. And I don't know if I'll sell them online or if I'll put them in one of the shops. Probably I'll end up putting these online. What the heck did I just do? Probably end up putting these online. I just dumped a bunch of these. What in the world? Isn't this exciting? Reseller world. Looks like little bitty charms. Little rocking horse. Anyway, all these little bitty things. Let me show you what I dumped. Were in this box right here. They were in this box. I dumped them. So now I have another little mess to clean up here. Okay, well, anyway, we ended up going to breakfast after my doctor appointment, and I've got a notice that I've got the results of those tests on my health site that they hooked me up with, and now all I have to do is to remember my sign-in information so I can find out what they told me about my bone density test that I had. Well, that's it for this evening. Tomorrow, I think what I'd like to do is go to one, at least, of the shops. I've got boxes prepared out there. Some whistling. Boxes prepared out there to go to both Zephyrs and Elizabethton Village. Oh, there's that little thing. Okay. Elizabethton Village. And the weather looks like it's getting ready to clear up, so let's keep our fingers crossed on that. It's raining right now, so that means that the snow that we have on the ground is going to turn to slush. And this is a little plate, isn't it? Yep, little hanger thing. Look how tiny that thing is. My gosh. What's it say? Limited edition. How cute. Dirty. Stained. But cute. Anyway, what was I saying? See, this is what happens when you get old. You forget what you're doing, and when you remember what you're doing, you forget how to do it. Okay, I'll let you go. This is it for tonight's or today's vlog or flog. If you happen to like this kind of video, please give me a like. Subscribe if you will. I'd appreciate that. Leave a comment, because I do read all the comments and I will get back to you. And I appreciate each and every one of you. So please follow me on my online shops too, by the way, which is Etsy, Mercari, and Poshmark. And I am grinning grandma on each of those. GRINNINGRAMMA. Thanks so much. God bless each and every one of you. Have a good evening. Bye for now.